Good afternoon, brothers. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Black Men's Congregation. I'm Joe from BMT, and I'm also joined here with Man of Tomorrow. And welcome to the Black Men's Congregation. We're here today to talk on a topic that I believe we should really hold very dear. This is a topic speaking on something that us as men that we keep on making the same mistakes tirelessly. The word for today that we need to listen to is complacent or complacency. But I would say you can't afford to be a complacent, black man. MOT, why do we need to start listening to that?
Just that, I don't understand these environments that people are raised in and stuff that kind of strips you of your critical thinking skills. But that's something that you're gonna have to get back. You know, you didn't fight to lose it, but you definitely gonna have to fight to get that back because everything in your life is truly based on what you're doing in the downtime. Like if you're a sports athlete, what they're doing in the downtime, they're watching film, they're lifting weights, they're eating right, they're keeping their body in order. What are you doing for your future in your downtime when you're not actually out there producing? You know, there's a lot of things that you should be doing. Ground noise.
Huh?
I'm hearing like some crackling or something.
Wait, no, there's nothing.
Okay. All right. It's just that first and foremost, you can start off.
MOT?
Yeah, I'm just hearing this noise going on in the background every time I talk.
No. No. Literally not me. Literally, we're just waiting. You just went quiet.
All right, okay. I just toughed it. All right, so here's what we got. You need to be having an Audible account, AUDIBLE.com account. So that way you could be able to be listening to these books on tape about whatever your interest is. And here's how you know that you're doing the wrong thing. If you know the lyrics to your favorite rap artist or group more than you know the statistical model or the ladders that it takes for you to get to be the highest paid part of your profession, then you clearly are worried about the wrong things. So the first thing you got to do, no matter what your skill set is, you have to be able to know how to get to the highest, the absolute highest of that actual pay grade, and whether it's worth wasting the amount of time to even get to the height of it. So it's just that you have to concentrate on different things in order for you to get a different result. And nothing's going to happen the way things currently have been happening for you. But you have to concentrate on different things to get a different result.
Okay. I want to say this, and first off, we do apologize if we've been having noise interference. One of the biggest issues that I see is that us as men, especially as black men, we don't keep focused on the prize. I'm just piggybacking on what MOT was saying about the athlete, that even in the off season, a lot of people think when the season's not going on, the athlete is not training. No, he's consistently training. When he's not, he gets dull. For a teacher, even when school's not going on, guess what? They still have to go to school. They have to keep up with the latest the way how education is always improving. You have to learn new techniques, social behaviors. And I hear a lot of Black men, we talk about how we want to build ourselves and move up in business. We want to be ownership. And I will tell you right now that if you're talking about that you want to move in that place of authority, you of all people can't afford to be complacent. Let me say that again. You think that the boss remains the boss because he's complacent or lazy? No. I mean, I don't know what your kind of boss you're dealing with, but any man who wants to make a fortune, actually rise to the top and of success, he knows that I can't afford to sit down on my ass. I can't afford to just wait by the wayside and hope that fortune's going to come my way. I have to go out there. I have to better myself. I have to get the tools and the best people around me to help me build up my craft. You see, when my mom started teaching me and telling me about contracting, she said, you want to know what made me and your father good contractors? We surrounded ourselves by other masters. I said, huh? I said, but Mom, ain't you a master? She said, only way I'm a master is because I have other masters around me. That's what makes me a contractor. I take the best of the best and I put them around me. I learned out what's the latest tools. I said, wait, but then my daddy did? He said, yeah, your father did that, but he also had his buddy who was a plumber. He had his friend who was a carpenter. Your daddy's a mason. So guess what? When it comes to building a house, he went and grabbed the best people for the job to make him better. He didn't just sit and get the paycheck. And I said, man, I didn't know my daddy was doing that. I said, well, how come my daddy? He said, well, he's always working. You see, that's the thing about it, as we got to understand that I learned from my parents. You know, I was sitting in their office, was they never sat down. Every time I call MOT, that brother's always working. I said, damn, wouldn't this brother sit down and rest? But see, if you truly want to be at the peak of excellence, men, we have to learn how to always strive for excellence. A blade doesn't stay sharp after a few cuts. It has to get resharpened. Why is it that y'all want to taste complacency? I hear a lot of y'all say y'all want to go to the beach, you want to sit down, you want to be able to just have that nice bikini woman sit on your lap and everything be fine, hunky-dory. But I got a question. What's happening to your business? I can never understand. Why is it that men want to be so complacent with the way or the state of how society views you as men? MOT, what kind of steps can we take to, first of all, recognize if we're starting to become complacent? Hello, MOT? And tomorrow. Okay, I'm not sure if he's there at the mic. All right. So I guess I have to. Good thing I got my notes for you brothers.
No, I'm here, man. It's just I can't stand Google Hangouts. You have to hit 5,000 different things for it to come up.
It's all right, brother. It's all right.
All right. So what you have to do is, first of all, you have to separate yourself from the crowd. You have to be able to get off the field and get in the lab. I don't care whether it's a one-bedroom in a shitty neighborhood. As long as you're by yourself and you're surrounded by your thoughts and your own personal progress, that's where you need to start at. You need to isolate yourself from these people who are not going anywhere, because your life in total is based on the sum total of people who you hang around. If you hang around 5 or 6 people who ain't shit, and you're the only one going somewhere, well, you're a 20% dude. But if you surround yourself with other people whose lives are going somewhere, their time to hang, quote unquote, hang out with you is going to be very limited. And that's where it starts. Like I said, what craft you want to close on and be able to research one thing. Have another thing as an alternate. You know, you don't need to be dividing your time between 5 and 6 different crafts out there. So that way, when it's time for you to move up in a certain place, you can do that because you concentrated enough time within that craft so that way you can move them.
Now, when people say that they reach the pinnacle of their craft, you know, they say that there's no more room for growth. Why is it that is that belief even true, that when you become the master of a craft or you ascertain a certain type of skill, that hey, that I should just stay and play in that lane? Or us as men, we should be looking for more or find a way how to improve that craft? Or once you become a master, that's it? I think he's
Just
trying to
like
get.
anything else, like a lawyer or a doctor or pharmacist, just because they graduated doesn't mean it's the end of learning. Even insurance. I mean, you have to have continuing education credits that you still have to take a class or do something. I mean, that's how professional certificates are maintained. They're not maintained by just graduating from school. You got to graduate from school and you have to keep your continuing education up. That way you don't fall behind in your craft, no matter what stage of it that you are. And you have to be able to master that type of form very early. Because don't ever say that I don't know what to read. Don't ever say that I don't know what to focus and concentrate on. Go for this, your friend, man. And no matter how good of a book that you read, this is something you need a notepad whenever you're listening to this information. Because if it's a decent book, it's always going to reference 2 or 3 other books, quotes from that book that you're currently reading or listening to. What you have to do is write down those books and those authors. So that way you can always keep continuing to keep working on your craft. And also, when you're doing this and putting this amount of time into it, now you see why it doesn't make any sense to transfer the wealth over to people who have never even tried to put this much work in. And sometimes, man, you have to be okay with the actual phrase, hey, man, you're not ready. And you have to be able to go figure out why you're not ready, because everybody's not going to give you an explanation. Sometimes people are not going to manage or budget that amount of time and let you know why you're not ready. I mean, think of the NFL. If somebody get pulled from the game, how long of a conversation is that about why that dude got pulled from the game? Nothing. They just put somebody else in.
Yep.
So they don't waste time and all that kind of stuff. They can talk about all that stuff later. But right now, it's time to get this stuff rolling. And sometimes, man, you got to be able to take that criticism when you're not ready. Because I can tell in a heartbeat whether somebody's well researched on something that they want me to put my money into. I know the answer to that already. I don't have to worry about those type of things. But it's just that some people think that their situation is needy, therefore you should give them a pass. And I'm like, dude, listen, man, there are professionals already out here who's doing this stuff. And everybody isn't really owed that shot at prime time, man. You have to be able to work your way up and demonstrate a track record. And you also have to understand that track record is based on, did you read all this? Did you prepare all this? Where you keep going doing this? And how far you go is based on those things. How far it's really based on that. You have to just keep going.
Let me tell y'all something that I believe that I don't want us to overlook. I think Man Tomorrow he brushed on it. Us as black men, one of the biggest issues when somebody doesn't like it, when we call it out, is that when you're getting complacent, you don't like to hear criticism. That's one of the biggest issues that happens when complacency starts to set in, is when somebody starts to criticize you or pretty much starts to give you some type of instruction or tutelage. This happened to me when I was in the military and I reached a certain rank, and I believed that nobody could tell me anything. Little did I know that could have cost me and 2 other soldiers our lives. Now, the person who was criticizing me and giving me constructive criticizing, it was harsh, but it was much needed. Do you understand this, black man? You can't afford to make mistakes. Not this far in the game. If you want to improve yourself, you need to always be vigilant. Vigilant. You need to always be ready. You need to always be trying to learn. How can I? And one of the bad things about it that I had to look back on when I was in the truck and I was angry. I wasn't angry at what the man said. I was angry at myself. Because he said, well, if you knew better, then why did you do what you just did? Or why weren't you ready? And I couldn't say nothing. And you see, that's something that we let that pride and that ego as men, it gets ahead of us. That's why MOT is saying you should never look down on trying to learn new things. You should not. Better yourself. Listen to another brother. Find out. Even if what they're saying doesn't make sense, listen to it. But everything and anything can be a learning experience, all depending on how you look at it. Even a fool can teach you something. Now, some of y'all may, well, how can you learn from a fool? You can learn from his mistakes. I can tell you right now, me and MOT, we like to sit down and watch other brothers do some crazy stuff, and we'll be like, man, did you just see that? Yeah, man, I just saw that. That was crazy. Let's make sure we don't do that. All right. We just learned something. That's what's going to help you brothers move ahead and move forward. This is something that y'all got to understand. See, this is why some of y'all, when y'all get to that house, you get that job, you get that woman, you get that car, you start to get lax and forgot why you was busting your behind the way you was busting out. Were you doing it just to get those things, or were you doing it to have move into another plateau of life, of success? And then even when you get there, can you maintain that and move to another level? That's why you gotta understand you can't afford to be complacent. But just as you got it, it can easily be taken away. That's all. I mean, MOT was hitting on everything up. I just wanted to make sure we tell y'all that. We want y'all to do better. Listen, brothers, pick up a book or audio book. An audio book would cost like what? $1.99? $2? Or you can go to the library and get a book for free. They give you audio books for free. You can sit there and just listen to them. Cost you nothing. So don't try to use money as a thing, because if you want that knowledge bad enough, you'll seek it. We got to stop giving ourselves excuses. Excuses come with complacency. And that's something as men we cannot afford anymore. We have to start doing better. Y'all can't get mad at these women, can't get mad at any other race when they come at you, black men, and they say, yo, I thought y'all were kings. I thought y'all were like excellent. I thought y'all were the top of the line. What happened? Well, I got nothing left I wanted to say. I just want us not to get complacent. Anything, any kind of solution or anything that you want to get them before we leave out, man, tomorrow?
No, it's just that in order for you to get to where you want to be, you have to listen to the success stories of people who are already made it in that field or anywhere even close to your field. Because no matter what the field is, all these people did the same exact thing to make it. All of them. The amount of time that they spent, they never always being regimented, they never having time for the family and all that kind of stuff. And just, your dream was what you wanted it to be. I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody about to slow me down. I grew up in Mississippi, and I could not wait for these type of opportunities to come by. Sitting around, no infrastructure, no nothing. So these are the days I've been waiting on. So I'm living my best life right now.
Before I go off, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna confirm with y'all something. One of the most interesting things about successful people, if you want to learn one thing, anybody who's in a successful standing point, listen to their mistakes of what they learn from their life choices and mistakes. MOT will tell you. If you read some of their books about their autobiographies and stuff, they'll put in their mistakes. They'll put in their issues. They'll put in things that they've done wrong. Why would somebody who's successful tell you about the faults and the mistakes and the shortcomings of themselves? Because those were their best learning experiences. That's why MOT is saying being alone in that crappy 1-bedroom apartment with the toilet that don't work, that was some of his best time to learn himself. Us as men, that was when he was like, yo, I'm on my grind. I don't got nobody else to call at fault but me. I'm telling you right now, man, when I was working my job at that security place, sleeping in my car, sometimes the dude like, listen, man, we ain't got nobody on the ship. Oh, Johnson, he's asleep in his car. What? Hey, Johnson, you want to pick up some more extra hours? Yeah. Let me just wash my face up. The boss, the captain literally put a bar of soap in the bathroom. And I guess he went to the National Guard and got a cot and a mattress and put it in there. Actually, they got a guard shed and put it there for me. Like literally the owner of the facility and also the security, they put that there for me because technically I would work over 40 hours almost every week. They used to crack a joke saying, Joe, you live here. Because all I had to do was depend on me. By the time I finish working, I'll go right to that guard chair and fall asleep. Wake up again. They just call me again. I pick up so many hours. I would only put to make at least about $400 to $500 a week. I'll pull in close to $600 to $700. All I had to do with time just for me to. All I was doing was in there listening, reading those books. They had the architectures, the people who work on the sites. They left stuff behind. They had things that they would leave behind. And I would read them. I would talk to truckers at night. You'd be surprised what truckers be thinking and reading about in their trucks. I said, man, y'all got a lot of free time to yourselves. And I just talk with people all night long. And that was my best time to learn. It wasn't my worst time. It was my best time for me as a young man to grow and build. Though I look at it now, I'm like, man, I come a long way. But you know what? That was my moment for me to define and rechange myself as a man. Ask any man who had his come up. Those hard pushing times where it's just him and whatever he was doing, that was him in his grinding pinnacle. Believe me. That janitor, he'll tell you the best lessons he learned was when he was sweeping that floor. Y'all want to know the smartest person in the facility? It ain't always the CEO. It's the janitor. Y'all think I'm crazy, but that man who knows everything about the building, who's been there for many years, seen the ups and downs. You'd be surprised what a janitor can tell you. All right, guys. We thank y'all for joining us today on Black Male Congregation, a place for Black men. Come to our Facebook page, Black Men Congregation, Black Men Only. It's run by BMT and Man of Tomorrow. We thank a lot of you brothers for joining us. Sisters, y'all allowed to. It's okay if y'all want to listen to the audio of the YouTube. But the Facebook group is predominantly and it is only for Black men. I repeat, if you don't want to hear me say it, you can ask MOT. He will tell you himself. It is for Black men. That is their safe space for these brothers to actually speak, to actually get to network, actually get to work together. They get the content, they get whatever they need or they want to ask inside of that site. Anything that deals with jobs, work. If you know anything about any kind of work sites that are hiring, any kind of woke rehab places or any kind of place for veterans, men, anything to help you brothers get ahead, Put it in that Facebook group. Put it out there for Black men to listen to or to actually go and look up for themselves. That is what Black Men Congregation is about. We ain't worried about no women in that site. We're not. We're focusing on us. It's about us, for us, by us, as Black men. So don't ask me as a Black man to come into Black Men's Congregation when it literally says Black men only. MOT, you got anything to say, or do you feel like I missed anything? MOT?
Man, that's it, man.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see y'all guys later. Y'all have a good day. Peace.